Hey SCC dancers, welcome. My name is Christy Collings and this is my daughter Colette, and today we are going to be showing you how to do stage ready competition hair and makeup. A couple quick tips before you even start working on your dancer. You want to make sure that they have their performance jacket on with their leotard or sports bra underneath. Nothing should be going over their head after this point. Try to have them have breakfast done and teeth brushed. So once you do their makeup and everything is set, they're ready to go and perform. You always want to start with hair prep before you do makeup. That way you don't get anything onto an already finished face. So today, Colette has a lot of texture in her hair, a lot of natural wave. So to keep her hair looking sleek and smooth in their slicked back pony, we do a full blowout and we have her hair with some shine control and some heat treatment in it so that her hair really helps hold the straightening and it looks nice and slick.
I prefer doing my own hair, so first I straighten it and then I guide this spray bottle just to dampen like the top a little bit. After my hair is damp, I kind of just add a little bit of styling gel just to hold the shape. I use this texture edge gel and this Boar's hairbrush. What I do is I kind of like dip it in like that and then I just like slick it all. Now I'm gonna go in with this hair wax stick. It works so well and it just like really holds the shape of my hair. I kind of go like this and like go everywhere with it. And now that all the products are in, I take out my pony and do the final comb through style. Now I use this hairspray. This stuff is the best. It works really well. Just like finish your hair. And I put a lot of hairspray on. I'll probably do more later.
Once your dancer's hair is prepped and ready to go, we're gonna move into the skin prep and the makeup. So we're gonna start with our moisturizer and our foundation. So once you have your moisturizer on, you're gonna move into the foundation. You want your foundation to be as close to a natural match as possible, and it can go slightly warmer because they're gonna be under stage lighting, which kind of blurs them out a little bit. You can use your hands, sponges, or makeup brushes for the application. When you use sponges, it's gonna soak up a lot more of your product, and so you're gonna burn through your foundation a lot quicker. Brushes are nice, you just wanna make sure that you're washing them frequently, and hands are always great because they're warm, they don't absorb the product, and they keep everything nice and smooth. And you can get every little nook and cranny with your fingers. Once the foundation is prepped, we're gonna go ahead and set this with a loose powder and a big brush. Okay, next we're gonna go ahead and move in with our bronzer. I'm gonna be using the Hoola bronzer today. We are going to emphasize cheekbones, along the jawline, and a little bit around the hairline. Okay, once we have our bronzer on, we are going to move into her eye prep. So I'm going to use just a normal concealer. This is Shape Tape. And I'm going to kind of plant this all over her eye from her lash line up to her brow. And this is just gonna be our primer to help hold all of those shadows. Our studio recommended that we use the Morphe Gilded Desert palette. So when you look inside, there's a ton of colors to choose from, but to keep it from getting overwhelming, you're gonna think if you're a fair or a deeper skin tone. If you're fair like Colette, we're gonna start off with using the color Naked Ambition. And if you're a richer, deeper skin tone, you're gonna use Serious Shine. Using Naked Ambition, we're gonna put this all over Colette's lower lid, starting from the inner corner, working about 3/4 of the way out. So after you have the lower lid done with your shimmer, everyone is gonna use the Beaming color, which is the matte vanilla shade, and we are gonna put that right underneath your brow bones to brighten up right under your brow line, and it's going to help keep everyone's eyes looking really fresh, bright, and open. Okay, now we're gonna start building into the crease. So if you're the fairer skin color, you're gonna use this color on the far left called In the Dust. And if you're a richer, deeper skin tone, you're gonna use this one called Getting Warmer. Using a fluff brush, we're just gonna make a little V from the outer corner of the eye, working right underneath that brow. So open your eye, Coco. And so look in the camera. You should be able to see it when she's looking straight at you, but don't cloud it too heavy on the lower lid. So keep that V nice and open. So now I switched my brush. I'm using a little bit of a tighter fluff brush. You can definitely just use a Q-tip for this if needed. And I'm gonna take that same color. So since she's fair toned, we're still using that In the Dust. Look up for me, Coco. Up at the ceiling. And then I'm just gonna trace really softly right under the eye to create a lot of depth and dimension underneath the eye. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back in with my larger fluff and I'm gonna take the color in the shade and I'm gonna do a little bit of depth right on the outer corner of the eye. Just going back over that V that we had earlier, and I'm just intensifying it. You want to still keep the beginning of that eye nice and bright and shimmery, and you want all of the depth and the darkness to be focused on the outer corners. Okay, so the makeup look that they chose for this year does not include like a heavy cat eye eyeliner. It's more so gonna be focused on having a really nice, beautiful, dynamic lash. So the Ardell Demi Wispies are the lashes that were recommended for this year. You always wanna take them off from the outer corner. And it's very important when you're doing a false lash application with a strip lash, you want to break the spine. So you just want to wiggle it with your fingers just for a minute before you put it on their face. It just kind of helps it be a lot more flexible and it's easier to work with and it feels more comfortable to the dancer. So here's 2 quick tips for helping your lashes be extra beautiful and flawless when they're on. The first one is you want to measure the length of your dancer's lid. So with no adhesive on it, first I'm just going to have Coco, can you close your eye? And I'm just gonna take the dry lash and measure the length of her lid. These happen to work for her. If your dancer's younger or just happens to have a smaller length of an eye, you wanna eyeball where it's gonna be trimmed, remove the false lash, and then cut from the outer corner, never from the inner corner. You wanna cut from the outer corner to match the length of your dancer's eye. Second tip would be that you wanna putty up right along the lash line. So you're going to use the back of your hand, lay it on your hand, take an eyeliner, and you're going to run your eyeliner all across the lash line so that you can't see any of that adhesive. This is gonna look flawless and it's gonna really help to enhance their natural lash line, almost mimicking like you have on eyeliner. Using the Duo adhesive, you want to take this and place it straight along the lashes, a very, very thin coat. And before you put this onto their skin, you're gonna let it get a little tacky first. So you can either just hold it in the air or you can blow on it and let this start the drying process before it goes onto their face. This is gonna help anchor it in quicker and it's gonna be a lot more comfortable when you're placing it on them so it's not wiggling around as much. Okay, always have your dancer open right away after you put it down just for a second so you can see if it's a good match on their lash line and make sure that there's no funky angles happening. So our studio has required that we all use the same lip stain. It's a MAC color called Lip Lock. And so before we do that, because it's one of those color lasts, they tend to be a little bit drying. I'm going to put a little bit of the mattified Aquaphor on her. This is not a gloss, this is a matte. And this is just gonna help fill in any of those fine lines on her lips and make it a lot more comfortable when she has a drying lip stain. Okay, so before I get into applying this, I am going to anchor in our shape by using a NYX lip liner. This is the color Los Angeles, and basically this is just gonna help give me the confidence of the shape that we're going to be following once I get into our lip stain. The stains do dry pretty quickly and they tend to leave a lot of pigment behind, so once you put them down, they're gonna be in that shape. Okay, so now I'm gonna be using this stain. It's a MAC color and it is called Locked Kiss. It has an awesome little doe foot applicator. And you always wanna start in the center of the lid with the most product and then gently work outward. This way you don't have any big clumps right along the outer lines of her lips. Once you have this set, let it dry, and then if you needed to go back and add a little more, you can. But it's a layering product. So first step, put it on, let it dry. Using these cosmetic Q-tips, it's really gonna help you define the shape if you need to. Okay, so while Coco's lips are drying, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put a tiny bit of highlight on her skin using the Sunday Sunrise from our palettes. This is an awesome neutral, and we're just gonna place it right on top of her cheekbones. This looks awesome under stage lighting, and if everybody has it in the same placement, it's gonna look really cohesive and nice. I'm also gonna put a little bit right on her inner eye and the top of her nose. Not down below, right on top. And now her skin is ready to set. Okay, I'm gonna be using my Charlotte Tilbury, and we're just gonna create a nice little veil all over her skin. Whenever you put this moisture on, it's really gonna help lock in all of the pigment and hold the product to their skin throughout the duration of the day. And your dancer is good to go. All of the steps for our look here, as well as the products that we used, are gonna be linked below.